but you don't know quite yet what weekend you want to come, guess what? 2025 Martin Luther King weekend is Rum and Brunch Music Festival here in Panama City. 4 days, 5 nights of non-stop event, with the last event being none other than Rum and Brunch, which is the deluxe edition, which is a concert series, okay? We have performances by local artists as well as international dancehall artists, so you don't want to miss this event. If you are on a budget, but you know you still want to go, don't worry, we got you covered. We have payment plans available. Click on www.rumandbrunch.com, click where it says Rum and Brunch Weekend, and read up about this amazing event that you don't want to miss. If you went to Rum and Brunch Weekend 2024, trust me, you don't want to miss 2025, because 2025, if you're a 90s baby, an 80s baby, and you was outside in 2000, you definitely don't want to miss this event. If you had a chance to participate in Rum and Brunch 2024, well, guess what? 2025 will even be better. If you were the ones that was sitting home looking at all the fun that we were having, well, guess what? This is your opportunity to be here. So if you listen to dancehall, reggae, soca music, this event is for you. See you guys there. Peace and love. Image Boutique is located in the Centro Comercial de los Pueblos Mall, located in Panama City, just 15 minutes away from Tocumen Airport. We specialize in hair care, wig extensions, and much more. Come visit us. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for the fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair. All topics are for entertainment purposes only. None of the information presented in this video or by B-Girl TV should be taken as fact. Every situation is based on personal experience. Hi everybody, welcome back to another live stream. I haven't really been consistent with these lives, but your girl is gonna be consistent. Why is my glasses so dirty? I put my glasses on when I want to look smart and intelligent, so I just put them on. But, oh my goodness, why is my eyelids itching? I'm a mess. How's everyone doing today? Can you guys hear me? Is the audio straight? Is the audio all good? Is the lighting and everything good? We had technical difficulties. I was trying to go live at 2:30 your time. Not 2:30, 2 o'clock your time. And I was having major technical difficulties. And then I figured it out on my own. But we're here. We are here. So I want to talk about a lot. And the reason why I'm really talking about this topic is because Vybz Kartel was in Panama last week. So there's a lot that I was talking about with my friends regarding this whole situation with him being here. How does it benefit Panama? How does it benefit the culture in a good and a bad way? Well, not really in a bad way, but kind of, sort of, but not really. So much things that we have to unpack. Thank you, Paul. Shout out to George, okay? George is a super fan, and I really, really appreciate George. Thank you so much for your donation to the channel. Your girl really appreciate it, okay? I'm telling you, God just be right on time and be sending the right people in your life at the right moment, okay? So shout out to George for that very much huge donation. Hey, La Pana. I'm going to wait for a little bit more people to get into this live, but I definitely want to talk about Vybz Kartel being in Panama, the state of Caribbean music in Panama. And when I say Caribbean music, I'm not only talking about reggae and dancehall, because people always assume that when you say Caribbean music, you're only talking about reggae and dancehall. And the Caribbean expands much wider than just Jamaica, okay? We love our Jamaican people, we love our JA people, but let's just be honest, the Caribbean is much wider, okay, and it expands way beyond just Jamaica. Hi, Casey. How are you, people? And I'm glad La Pana is in this live because she is an artist, okay? She is a soca artist and a Panamanian soca artist, okay? And so the fact that she is joining this live, it means a lot because we can really get her perspective as an artist, okay? As an artist standpoint. And guys, I am an event curator. I hate to use the term promoter because it just sounds very much, there's no demure, okay, in the word party promoter. So I like to use the word event curator. Okay. So how's everyone doing before we get into this live? Where's everyone logging in from? If you are on YouTube, y'all, if you are on YouTube and you leave comments, I'm not going to be able to see your comments. Well, I'll be able to see your comments, but everybody else in the chat will not be able to see your comments. So if you are on Instagram, make your way down to YouTube, Big Girl TV to YouTube, and join this conversation, especially if you are a DJ, especially if you are someone in the industry that can give us your perspective, okay, because I'm coming from the perspective on the other side, okay? All right, okay, let's dive into this. Okay, so let's start by talking about how Vibes Cartel was in Panama. So before Vibes Cartel, we had Bujo. Okay, we got to go all the way back. We got to go back. We got to start from the beginning. Before dancehall and reggae became huge in Panama, there was calypso. Okay, and then after calypso was compa, which I'm sure you guys know. Compa is music from Haiti, and then and not necessarily in this order, because I know somebody gonna try to come for me and be like, come with the receipts, like in 19 whatever. We're not going into the whole history lesson behind it. Okay, we're talking about Caribbean music and how Caribbean music has been influenced in Panama for many years. The reason for this being, and I'm sure I would hope that many of you guys know this, is because of the building of the Panama Canal. So just to get into a little bit of history lesson or whatever, there was an influx of Caribbean people that came to Panama to help build the canal. These people were from Guadeloupe. These people were from Jamaica, of course, people from Trinidad, people from Barbados, people from different Caribbean islands. But the vast majority of people that came to Panama was from Barbados and Jamaica. This is not me making this up. This is not me like just picking this up out of thin air. This is facts. Okay, you guys can look it up yourself. I don't have time to be going back and forth with some of you who like to argue about facts. Anyway, with that being said, it's only natural that Caribbean music, that these people, when they came to Panama, they would, bring a piece of their culture here. Okay. Especially, okay, when you have children. I know Caribbean people love to pass down traditions to their children. That is why they have stuff like bun and cheese that is very prevalent today in Easter. For Easter, bun and cheese is a huge culture here. So everybody know when it is Easter time, everybody getting their bun and cheese. And usually 9 out of 10 times, everybody is looking for bun and cheese from Cologne, because they say people in Cologne make the best bun and cheese. And again, you can figure out why. I don't think I need to break it down as to why, because I already had a video about this, and I don't want to bore you guys to death. Okay, so with that being said, cultures, bring your culture. Great grandparents, okay, they bring their cultures to the new country, and then yes, those are things that happen. Okay, I personally, when I was growing up, I didn't even know that bun and cheese was just like a Jamaican thing. I just thought it was just our culture because that's how I grew up. As I got older and I started, researching about my culture, because that's a lot of things. A thing. A lot of Panamanians do not really know where they come from. Okay, they do not know that they don't know their history, unfortunately, and not because it's not taught. I don't think the younger generation really care, but it is what it is. So obviously, this type of music has been influential in Panamanian culture for a very long time. And again, okay, this Panama is no. Oh, I just spit all over the camera. Panama is no different than any other country, i.e., America, wherever. We all have a subgroup within the culture. So within Panama, there's Panama's culture, and then there's a group of different culture. And within Panamanian culture, there is Caribbean culture, okay? Black Afro-Caribbean culture, which is something that people often overlook, especially when they're visiting Panama. I don't know why this is the way it is. I don't know if it has to do with the association that is in charge of, you know, pushing the culture and promoting the culture as a forefront for tourism that this does exist. And there are plenty of people. You guys know that I have my channel and I have been a pivot in most of you guys when you guys are researching stuff about Panama. Most people, and I'm not trying to boost my own horn, they end up stopping at this channel for some way or some other, and they find out whatever information. I am not sure why the groups that are in charge of promoting Afro-Caribbean culture within Panama, why they don't do it, or maybe they don't push it enough for me. Mind you, I'm on the outside looking in. I don't know what's going on inside the offices. I don't know, but I'm on the outside looking in, and I do feel that the culture should be pushed a little bit more. With that being said, we do know that those folks are a little bit older. And, eventually the tradition, if you don't allow younger people to be involved in these things, eventually the tradition is going to die. And then this is what we're going to be at right now, where we are scrambling to pick up whatever pieces of the culture. Right. We do have Afro-Panamanians and Afro-Caribbean Panamanians. So I did a whole video on this, guys. If you are interested in watching that video, I'll leave the link in the description box so you guys can know the difference, okay? So yeah. So as I was saying, yeah, this is some of the things that a lot of people, right? I always come across like people saying like, where are the Black people in Panama? Like literally, like where there's no, especially like if you're from Brooklyn or you grew up around Panamanian people, if you were from Flatbush, if you grew up in certain areas within the United States where there is a strong Panamanian community, especially like Afro-Caribbean Panamanians, a lot of people would assume that all of Panama is like that, and it's not. And then when they get to Panama and the people that are in charge of, pushing the culture or the cultures, they only push a certain type of culture. Am I mad at it? No. Well, no, I'm lying. I shouldn't say I'm mad. I'm kind of like disappointed because I feel like there's so many different cultures within Panama, not just this one particular vision that they want to show Panama as. Like there's Asian Panamanians, okay, go to Barrio Chino, the whole Chinatown, that's a whole nother culture that I would assume people would love to know about. But there's only a specific type of people that they put in the forefront, and there's only a specific type of it is, you guys know exactly what I'm trying to say without even getting into it too much, but it is what it is. With that being said, when I was much younger, my father used to always tell me stories about, when he was in Cologne and the type of music that they used to listen to. And they listened to a lot of soul music. They listened to a lot of calypso. They listened to a lot of, I forgot what it was called, but he always used to tell me about a calypsonian that had a performance with another calypsonian here in Panama, and then because the Panamanian calypsonian embarrassed the other one, I forgot his name. Was it Lord Cobra? It was something like that. I don't want to get the names mixed up, so this is why I'm not saying no names really. I will have to call my father. And he used to always tell me how much of an influence the Caribbeans had on Panama. And let's not even forget about Bocas, okay? Bocas is a whole Caribbean island within itself. You know, people speak what they call Wadi Wadi, but it's actually really patois, broken English. You know, the dialect. The music that they listen to in Bocas is very much soca, uh, reggae music, dancehall, calypso, very much so in Bocas. Like when you get off the, well, I don't know about now, but before when I went to Bocas, as soon as I got off the plane, there was a man singing calypso music as soon as you got off the plane right in the airport. Okay, so when people try to discredit Panama as being or having Caribbean culture in it, it kind of just grinds my ears because I'm like, yo, guys, like you really need to do research and stop just going by what you guys see on television or what they put in front of you. Because for some odd reason, and it's just not Panama, many other places do the same thing where they push a certain aesthetic. Okay, even influencers do it. They push a certain aesthetic because they feel like if they have a certain type of aesthetic, they're gonna attract a certain type of people. With that being said, like I was saying, a lot of people come to Panama and they're like, hey, you know, where are the black people? You know, the Panamanians that I know, they don't look like this, or they don't talk like this, or this. Da, 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 da. And that is not true, guys. That is not true. Right now, as of lately, soca music is not as big in Panama as calypso once was. Um, doesn't mean that people don't like soca. No, that's not what it means because at Rum and Brunch, we put on soca. The last Rum and Brunch that we put soca on, and you know, people were bopping their head, but they didn't know, they never heard these songs before. And so that goes into the topic that I was talking about earlier, like who is really in charge of busting new music? And when I say busting new music, I'm not only just talking, especially when we talk about Caribbean music, I'm not only talking about, you know, the top fives that, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say the top five. There's so much music, soca music, so much Caribbean music, even compa music, okay? Because right now, the only thing that they playing right now in Panama is tapu combo when it comes to compa. Literally, that's the only type of compa, the only group that they play is tabu combo. And there's so much more music, there's so much more artists that I feel like if these artists were introduced or these songs were introduced, they would love it. Sweet Mickey, like there's so many other artists, okay, behind the genres that were once loved or still once loved here in Panama that for some odd reason people is just really just slowly dying out, right? So I was talking on my Instagram about a topic that came up that was I had this conversation with a friend of mine before. And it got kind of heated because I was just like, you know, who's in charge? The DJ, it's the DJ's responsibility to bust new music. I always say that. Okay. Hold on, let me look at some of these comments. The only place where calypso is popular is in Trinidad. That's not true. In America, well, it depends on what part of America, so maybe. And calypso, they only play during carnival. Well, no, they play soca during carnival time. The culture is dying, and the reason is our elder generation failed to push it. Agreed. Panama culture will more connect to countries as Cuba and Mexico. I don't know about that. I don't know. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. That's what I'm saying, girl. I'm like, what, Mexico? I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Why do you say that? Because they speak Spanish. That's why you're saying Cuba and Mexico. Because no, it's not giving that. Especially not Mexico. I don't know where the whole Mexican thing came. Kind of threw me off. That I don't. And see, that's the problem. So people automatically think that because the main language is in Panama is Spanish, that everybody here listens to bachata or everybody listens to like, I don't know, besides salsa, whatever other kind of music that other Spanish countries listen to, they automatically assume that every single place is that way, and it's really not true. Like it is not true. Well, Texas, then I have no idea what that means. Um, so yeah, The new generation does not know their history. But then there's a whole new generation of Jamaicans that are moving to Panama and having children here because I know a few. There's a whole area where the Jamaicans live right now. And it's going down the same path where my ancestors, my great grandparents went through the same thing with their kids. But at least my parents held on to the culture. You think so? All right. So before COVID, okay, pre-COVID, Panama used to be lit. Dancehall scene, the dancehall scene was lit. The DJs, it was hot and about. It was lit. It was very lit. Okay. Are you Jamaican? No, I'm not Jamaican. They are more into reggae. Japanese people love reggae too, and they're not Jamaican. So I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Have no clue what that means. No clue. All right, so pre-COVID, we used to have this place called. No, I'm not. I'm confused. I'm just confused. Pre-COVID, they used to have this place that we all used to go to in Costco that used to be super lit. La Secta was the DJ. They had La Secta. They had Cheeky Dubs was also there, and a couple of other local DJs that used to have the place lit. Okay, I'm telling you, it used to be the shiznit. Okay, this is back in 2016. And dancehall was live and very alive. Like the dancehall scene was super lit. Like everybody was outside. Like literally. Like Panama was on fire. They had their reggae nights, when tourists used to come. That was the go-to spot. That was the go-to spot. And then slowly, artists, they used to have concerts here. Elephant Man, Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, you name it. Those artists was here in Panama. Panama was on fire when I tell you those were the freaking days when Panama used to be lit. And then some way down the line, you know, I have spoken to a few DJs and I had to ask them, like tell them, like, yo, why? So this is what I was gonna say. Sorry, y'all. I'm like going all over the place. I had a friend, and me and my friend were having a conversation, and I had told her that it was the DJ's responsibility to bust through music. And then she went back and forth with me saying that, oh, the DJ has to play what the crowd likes because he got bills to pay or something, 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 something. I remember growing up, and I remember that the DJs were the ones that used to bust new music. The popular DJs, especially, if the popular DJs was like, yo, this is the song, this is gonna be lit, guess what? This is the song that was gonna be lit. Okay? And we all bounced to it, we loved it, we heard it, whatever. Now, when you go out, you constantly hear the same songs over and over. Sorry, y'all. Now, am I saying that the songs are boring? And no, that's not what I'm saying. Because some of these songs, like you're gonna need your Vibes Cartel, you're gonna need your Busy Signal. There's certain songs that you got to just play because when it comes to the culture, that's what's gonna turn up the place. Literally, like that is what is gonna happen. But within that, there's still so much other new music that has come out since, and we're not hearing it. So I'm like, yo, why aren't the DJs playing new music? And the response is because the public, we don't know these songs. So if the DJ plays these songs, everybody's gonna be standing up looking like. Me personally, I don't see that because I remember when La Pana performed, and she's my witness, when she performed at Rum and Brunch, when was this? This was a while back. People were really receptive to her performance. Right. The DJs are going for who's popular. You can't say, all right, so Pepper Skull, you are on Instagram right now, so so people can't see what you're writing, right? So Pepper Skull says that the new music is trash. Although majority of the music is trash, there are some songs, new songs, more popular songs that are still lit. There are still songs that are, especially when it comes to soca as well. I still am a strong believer that 2014, 2015, 2016 soca was a whole entire vibe. I still am a firm believer, but there are still other songs that are still good. When it comes to dancehall, Chronic Law and Cranium have a song out right now. Love that song. Okay. Imagine Gal Policy from Cranium was out for God knows how long, and nobody here in Panama knows that song. And that was one of the biggest songs they had in New York. Not even just in New York, Miami, in the Caribbean Sea. There were so many artists. Oh my God. Stop saying I'm a stranger. I am not a stranger. I'm not. There's so many artists, so many songs, so many new songs that it's still, and not even new songs, old songs that are old to me because I've already heard these songs a long time ago. That's still not in rotation in Panama right now. Why is that? And literally, this is not even me being like shady to nobody because I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way. And next thing you know, they blackball me because that is not what I'm trying to do. I'm literally trying to open up dialogue to see that how we can make it better. Because let me tell you something. At Rum and Brunch, we have people from the States. We have tourists that come to visit. We also have local people. Tourist people, local people, they mix. Okay? Because there are no DJs in the radio in the radio rotation probably. In Panama, there are DJs that's on the radio. They are DJs that are on the radio. But are people even listening to radio anymore? And I'm not only talking about here in Panama, just in general. Like, are people listening to the radio anymore? Because me personally, even when I'm in New York, I don't listen to the radio. The DJs are not doing their homework. All right. So I did a poll. Let's see what the results were on the poll. Hold on. All right, so these are the results from the poll. Okay, 92% of the people said that the DJ is the one that is responsible for busting new music. Okay, 8% said that the fans are responsible. Radio is the main reason songs make rotation. Yes, radio is 90% of music marketing, then streaming, then club, word of mouth. But it also is also up to the artists to promote themselves. So that goes to say, let me tell y'all something. Your radio DJ introduces new music. Oh my God, why I can't see it? Your radio DJ introduce new music. That's what the DJs are for. That's what I said, okay? Because that's what I grew up knowing. I'm telling you, the DJs were the ones that busted new music first. Apparently, that's not how it works here. Apparently, I was told, like, listen, that's not how it works, and that's it. Which I don't totally agree with it because I post new music all the time. Okay, I always introduce new music, especially at Rum and Brunch, or even new artists that don't even have an opportunity. I still give them an opportunity to showcase their performance, as long as it's within the Caribbean regime. Okay, if Rum and Brunch is an Afro-Caribbean event, don't be up here rapping. That's not what. It's not a show. But with that being said, I try to introduce new music all the time, and I don't care if everybody's standing around like looking like, oh my God, what is this? Because you're gonna get to learn it. I remember when Hello, Hello, Hello by Kes first came out. Nobody was not listening to that song. And at the time, we had a store in, and Lucy, the babysitter, is my. She can testify that this is true. Okay, I used to play Cass Hello, Hello, Hello all the time in the store. Hello, 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 hello. Dun, 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 dun. Right? All the time I used to play a lot of different songs in the store because at that time we had like a speaker system in the store. So I would play all Caribbean music because if the store is if the store is you know, for melanated people, for us by us, it's only right that I play the music that is for us by us. So I would always play Caribbean music in there. I kid you not. Cass blew up. That song blew up here in Panama. Okay, it blew up so far. Like to this day, that is the only song that they're playing because no one is introducing them to anything else. Well, soca and calypso comes from Trinidad, so of course it's going to be more popular. Of course. But that's not what we're talking about, whether or not it's popular or not. We're talking about what happened and why the culture is declining and how we could bring it back. Because they are still Caribbean people that still live here. Bocas is a whole Caribbean island. It is still a Caribbean island. So I'm just trying to make it make sense. Just had a post about music and artists and popularity. Glorilla is hyped from one corner to another but only sold 28K albums. But the DJs, the radio, and marketing makes her successful. So I'm gonna tell you about Glorilla. I was in Houston. Okay, Houston is a whole nother ball game. Okay, Houston is a whole nother beast, child. And when I tell you that is all they played was Glorilla. Okay, all I heard was "If there be your eye and 95 degrees, I ain't got no, and a nigga ain't got me." That is all I heard every freaking where. Nothing else. I was going crazy because I'm like, I could listen to this type of music, but not all day. In other words, I didn't have a good time at Houston. I didn't have a good time in the party scene in Houston. I mean, the first two nights was good. The last one was like, nah. Okay. But it only just depends on where you are, I really think. Because reggae and dancehall is not really big in Houston. We went to one party where they really went in, and I think the DJ was from like New York and he moved to Houston because we went in there deep and he knew what time we was on and he had all the hits going. And it was also Africans. So it was a Caribbean African kind of thing. You got to get those mainstream Caribbean radio stations in Panama. Have push it. That okay. I'm so glad you brought this up. I think that a lot of people forget that Panama does have Caribbean culture. I feel like a lot of people, and when I talk about a lot of people, I am talking about artists. I am talking about radio stations. I'm talking about people that have the West Indian culture or even like the blogs, and they post about Caribbean culture. They do not include Panama in that. They would include the Dominican Republic way more faster than they would include Panama. And I think that is so weird because we have the closest relationship with Barbados and Jamaica. They do not. I think when Vibes Cartel came to Panama, that was the most spotlight that Panama got. And the spotlight that they got really wasn't for me personally. Like me personally, I don't think it really um, put that culture in the forefront. Being as though he is a Caribbean artist, he is a dancehall artist, I would have assumed that they would have brought him to spotlight more Afro-Caribbean culture in Panama, and I don't think that was done. I don't think that was done. I love Vibes Cartel, his music, Aguan, very good, okay? We rock with Vibe Cartel. He's so sweet. He's so humble. He's so down to earth because I got a chance to meet him. The man is awesome. But I think that this didn't really have nothing to do with him. I think that a lot of times when people book certain people to tour them around certain places or take them around to certain places, they never bring them around our kind of people. And he's not the only artist. Like I have came in contact with other artists that have come to Panama. Oh, no, Butcher, they took him to Cologne. They took Butcher to Cologne and he was able to see Black people. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that they took him to Cologne to see what the real people is like, okay? What the regular people is looking like, what everyday struggle is like. I appreciate that. Where they took him to eat authentic Cologne food, or you understand what I'm saying? But I think when it came to vibes, he didn't really get the real authentic Caribbean culture that he should have gotten, in my personal opinion. Might need to push an annual all Caribbean vacation festival at the beach to really, okay, so that is the whole purpose of Rum and Brunch. That is the whole purpose of Rum and Brunch weekend, right? The whole purpose of me doing Rum and Brunch and me going to, and me doing Rum and Brunch weekend is for that specific reason. The whole point of it is to, bring back the culture. Unfortunately, there are certain things and dynamics that are so huge and beyond my control that I didn't even know even existed until I was put in a situation where it's like, okay, well, I'm doing this for the love of it. And I realized that not everybody has the same mindset that I have, and not everybody has the same goal. Some people's goal is like, listen, I'm here to make money. I don't give a rat's ass about nothing else. I want the money. And I get it. People got to make money. I get that people got to make money. But in certain situations, things are, my mom always say, one hand washes the other and both hands washes the face. And I don't think that enough people here and even on the outside really work in that space. Rum and Brunch highlights the Caribbean culture in Panama. It does, but it's still so much work that needs to be done. I alone cannot do it. You understand what I'm saying? And, people are, like I said, people, and not everybody's the same, but the major players that have the ability to take things to a whole nother level, they sleep. The mayor of Panama had Vibes Cartel driving around in a Tesla truck. He did. Yeah, it would definitely be something you would need tourist government hands involved. Marketing would need to be pushed heavy. So again, if you don't even see that type of culture being pushed in tourism, what makes you think, and this is not being rude, what makes you think that they have any interest in marketing that part of the culture? What makes you think that? I had someone tell me, you know what, you just need to do it on your own. You might as well just do it on your own, because if they have put their hands in it, it's going to be washed. It's going to be very washed. It won't be authentic. Remember, Panama is not like Jamaica. Panama is not like Barbados. Panama is not like, certain Caribbean islands where the main language is English and they see those type of vision. Most people here think that Black people, Black culture, anything that has to do with Black, I shouldn't say most, but the people are in these type of positions that can like put you in, or push you in with the event to the right places. They automatically assume that anything that has to do with Black culture is negative. They view it in a negative light. But Panama doesn't really have a bad tourist marketing. Huh? I don't. Can you repeat that sentence? So there's a lot. I'm not the type of person to depend on the government to do anything. That's the first thing. That's the first mentality that you guys have wrong. There's Lucy in the background just walking up and down. Okay. Most people, when you worry about the government and you worry about what the government can do for you, you already starting wrong if you're dependent on the government to do anything for you. Okay, that's where you starting off completely wrong. You can't depend on the government to do anything for you. Period. Period. Mainly because you have 6 to 10 million people, and the government brings in billion of cash that is always surplus, so they don't need marketing. So they side eye it. Exactly, precisely. So what I'm saying is, I don't think. Okay, no, I'm not saying anything about defending the government. We're not. That has nothing to do with it. What I'm saying is, I don't depend on the government for any. I personally don't depend on the government for anything. Whether it comes to acknowledging culture, when it comes to like funding, whatever, no government, not even in America, do I depend on the government to do anything. Period. Because no, I just don't. Um, what I think is that, do you need a little push? Would it be nice to have a little push or backing from the government? Yes. But I also don't even think Panama really has a strong tourism board, because if they did, we would have more tourism. You go to places like Mexico, right? You go to places like Mexico, you go to places like Turks and Caicos, you go to all these different destination spots, and they are on point with the tourism. I think that there's not enough younger people on the board, or people that have a sense of like openness on the board. I don't know, because I don't know who's on the board. I'm just saying what I think from the outside looking in. If you are on the tourist board in Panama and you can correct me, be by all means, I am open to hearing. But I just don't think that they had young people on the board that could help them elevate, or they just have this closed mindset on things that's just literally like just black and white. And unfortunately, life is not black and white. There are gray areas in between that. And if they keep having this black and white mentality, the tourism in Panama really is just going to be just what it is. You know, a little sprinkle of people here, a sprinkle of people here. Right now, Tulum is lit right now. Everybody want to go to Tulum. Why is that? Why is that? DR is lit. Colombia is also lit. You know, all these people want to go visit all these different places and not Panama. Why is that? And then when they do visit Panama, they're looking for a certain type of culture, and they can't find that. I feel like it should be every culture should be highlighted, especially Afro-Caribbean culture, since the Afro-Caribbeans is what built that canal. And if it wasn't for the Afro-Caribbeans building that canal, baby, Panama will not be what it is today. That is true. That is true, because that's how it is in Jamaica. And I'm only saying this because I know a lot of promoters that are Jamaican. Go figures, right? Not only that, there are people that are having events specifically for certain type of people. Like if you go to Tulum, you are gonna find a nightclub for you, for what the type of music you like. If you go to Tulum, you're gonna get the Spanish if you're into Spanish music. If you are into reggae dancehall, you're gonna see the reggae dancehall. If you're into hip hop, like there are literally different club scenes for a different type of people. The problem is that a lot of these clubs, especially in places like Casco Viejo, they don't have like a real target market. They just play any old. They just put a mashup of things, put everything together like boom, and then that's it. It is just not enough tourism for. And I get it. As a club owner, you want to make sure that your patrons are satisfied. So if you know your patrons are a certain type of people, you're gonna make sure that you play that music to that certain type of demographic. Panama is known that when you go to, especially if you go into a tourist club, they just gonna play a mashup of all kind of music. Okay, they're gonna go from Taylor Swift to reggae to soca all in 2 seconds. It's not it's not what most people from the US are used to. All right. Yes. So Sandy Bayfield, she's on YouTube. She's on Instagram. She's not on YouTube right now. She said, and the funny part of it, believe it or not, there's a lot of people here from the Caribbean that love Caribbean music. Of course, we know that. For the average person that don't know, yes. But again, I think that we have to set, Caribbean people have to set a tone and be united as one, okay, in order to make noise. One group, a little sprinkle here is not going to work. A little group, a sprinkle here is not going to work. You have to be united so that you can make noise. And people shouldn't take it personal when people giving them constructive criticism neither. People give me constructive criticism all the time, or what they feel is constructive criticism, and I just take it and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. One in one ear and out the one in one ear and out the other ear. I take what I want from it and move on. I've been looking at streaming events from Panama when I moved, and I was looking at the marketing and basically, hold on, what is that? And basically, marketing is almost non-existent from the government side, which is bad when it comes to growth. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. With that being said, the current business growing in Panama is IT, and with that, you will see a boom in marketing. IT is definitely growing because they want to make it a hub, but specifically, I feel like even like with the carnival in Panama, right? The parade. This is no shade to nobody because I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way. Okay. But even with the parade and them um putting together their little float, I feel like there should be a float or a platform for people with more modern ideas. You know what I'm saying? I would love, to be a part of that, but again, it's so much gatekeeping. It's just like, okay, no, so much gatekeeping. And that's why I try to stay in my lane, okay? Do what I can do one step at a time. Yeah, but we're talking about Caribbean culture. I'm not sure how IT is gonna have anything to do with Caribbean culture. I don't know. Maybe you can explain it because I don't see the correlation. I don't see the correlation. One thing that I will say or whatever is that I really have to shout out them people from Cologne. La gente de Cologne. For real. The people from Cologne be holding me down so bad when it comes to rum and brunch. I think they appreciate rum and brunch more than a lot of other people. When I tell you these people, girls and guys, they are like this. We love rum and brunch. Like, thank you for doing this. Like, you can't stop. Like, you have to keep on doing it. And sometimes we play songs that they don't even know, and they still in it. Like, okay, all right, we're gonna vibe out to the soca music. So what I'm doing now is I'm working with my DJ, and we're putting together a rum and brunch playlist where we're putting together songs so that they can, or the list of songs or different songs, new songs, old songs, whatever, so that when they come to Rum and Brunch, they know the songs and they're like, "What the hell is this? Like, what's going on?" Because that's one of the reasons why some of the DJs are, skeptical about playing new songs because they're like, they don't want to play the new song, and then people are like, "What the hell is this?" Could it be that the government is not interested because they make their money from the canal? Maybe, right? Maybe the government is not interested. I have no idea. But you can't solely just blame just the government. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't think the government is really interested in hip hop in the United States unless it has to do it when it's election year. You know what I mean? Girl, rum and brunch is a whole vibe, y'all. Rum and brunch is a vibe, but y'all, your girl is getting old and I am tired, okay? I am exhausted. Okay, today I got off the phone, literally got off the phone with like 5 different people, and it's all been like negative projections. Okay, I've gotten 5 rejections today. Okay, all week I've just been getting rejection. That's all I've been getting is rejection. But you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But For now, Rum and Brunch is still going. It's been a year and a half. Yeah, yes, yes. Okay, it's been a year and a half. And you know, one day at a time, one rum and brunch at the time. But this is why I need you guys, okay? I need you guys because people are like, oh, can you do it every week? I cannot do rum and brunch every week because majority of the people that come to rum and brunch are local people. Like the last time we had rum and brunch, it was a lot of local people. We had one, two, three, four groups that came from the States, right? But again, Panama's tourism is not that high that I'm able to keep a rum and brunch every week because people aren't traveling to Panama like that. And why people aren't traveling to Panama like that? Because why? Because when you have big celebrities like Vibes Cartel that's coming to Panama and you just taking him to the mall every day and not showing him anything else, it's like people are like, okay, well, Panama seems boring. Like that was the opportunity, honestly speaking, because Vibes Cartel is a big name in the Caribbean community. Okay, that was the opportunity that the person that's in charge of the Caribbean association, okay, the Caribbean Association, that was the opportunity that they could have used to put it on the map, to put Black people, Black Caribbean people in Panama on the map, because there are plenty of Caribbean people that live in Panama, including Caribbean Panamanians that live here in Panama. That was the perfect opportunity to do that. Failed miserably. Okay, failed miserably at that. And the mayor is actually his mom is from Jamaica. His mother is Jamaican, and he has been to Jamaica. I have seen him post videos of him being in Jamaica and enjoying Jamaican food and everything. So he is very aware of Caribbean culture. So I don't know, guys. It's so much that that you know that's involved in this. And the first thing is unity and being able to be united. It shouldn't be okay, this group over here, this group over here. Oh, this person is doing this, so because this person is doing that, oh well, um, um, I'm not going to do this because they didn't invite me or I didn't have nothing to do with it. Like I don't think like that. Like I don't know. I'm a different person. Like I do not think like that. I don't think for self. I think about the group as a whole. And a lot of people, and I'm not just saying that people here in Panama, I'm just saying people in general. A lot of people have this attitude that if they very selfish attitude. If they're not getting something out of it, they don't want no parts of it. If they're not included in it, they don't want no parts of it. Not like, okay, well, you know what? We're fighting for the same cause. Let's collaborate, okay? Because we fighting for the same thing. Let us collaborate on whatever it is so that we can get to the agenda faster. It's so much division and so much fighting and it's just so much drama that in my mind I'm like, wow, this is just insane. This is just insane. Remember when Rum and Brunch started? I feel like a god. Yes, y'all. Remember when Rum and Brunch started? Like it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Biggie. Wait, Salt and Pepper in the limousine. It was all like this was just a baby, and to see how far it has gone and where I'm trying to take it is amazing. But like I said, I can't do it by myself. Give a chance to local artists. So for the next Rum and Brunch, which is I do give chances to local artists. La Pana, can you attest to that? Can you attest to that? Thank you, Boo. I was recognized on a high level Caribbean Music Award. I give chances to local artists, believe it or not. Okay. But the problem is, and I'm not going to say all local artists because all of them are not the same. And I have met amazing managers, okay? And, you know, they think that I have all this money and they want to come and knock my head off, okay? And it's like, you would not be charging somebody else this price, but because it's me and you automatically assume that I have this type of money, I can't. I'm going to give you a prime example. And I'm not going to say no names. I'm not going to say no names. A local producer reached out. No, before the local producer, a young lady reached out to me, okay? Because of her, doors have opened. I do give chances, but let me tell you this story. A local producer had produced a song, a dancehall song that had a Jamaican artist and a Panamanian artist on the record. And this producer in the past was very nasty to me, very disrespectful to me. Not disrespectful, but very much. And at the time, I had nothing to do with entertainment. I was not doing Rum and Brunch. I wasn't doing any of those things. But this particular producer was very rude and very much like, you know, and at the time, I was just, you know, just a business owner, you know, it is what it is, right? Fast forward, this particular music producer, I had reached out to them to do an interview with me. And you know, like I said, I do things out of the love of my heart for people. And I think that people use that and be taking my kindness for weakness. You know, like they like to take me for puppet show. This producer came on my platform and they never promoted the events. I mean, they never promoted the video. I think I took down the video. They never promoted the video to their fans, okay? They never shared the interview with anybody, okay? And I said, I peeped it. I didn't say anything. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Later down on the line, a young lady reaches out to me and was like, hey, I have a friend that is coming to Panama and he made a song with this person, okay? And can they perform at Rum and Brunch? I said, sure, of course, right? Of course they can perform at Rum and Brunch. Now you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Person says, okay, I'm gonna let them know. I said, okay, cool. Person reaches out to the artist, okay? The artist then turns around and says that I need to speak to their manager. I'm like, why am I speaking to the manager? Okay, whatever. Manager reaches out to me, and it just so happens that the manager of this particular artist is the same manager that I had previously. Number one, they looked down on me like I was a piece of shit. Number two, I had reached out to them to do a interview, and they never shared the interview, never made any mention of the interview, because again, I guess those are people who feel like they are above and they feel like they shouldn't have to share the interview because they're above little old me. Okay? Cool. So I said, sure. You know, somebody reached out to me and asked me if your artist could perform at Rum and Brunch, and I said, okay, right? Person then turns around and says to me, okay, well, how much are you going to pay? Manager tells me if I want this artist to perform at Rum and Brunch, mind you, I didn't even know who this artist was. I was asked if the person could perform to get their music out as a way to push their music at Rum and Brunch, and I obliged and I said, sure, I would love to do that for that person because that person is I'm not a black man, but that person is black just like me. And I support all independent artists or anyone that's trying to do something. If you're trying to start a business, if you are an artist, I support everyone that is trying to do something. If I have an event and an artist comes to me and says, hey, can I perform at your event? I'm going to say, sure, okay? And anybody who has ever performed at any of my events can attest to that. Anywho, the producer says to me, oh, well, how much are you going to pay? I said, pay? Why am I paying? Now, mind you, I wasn't even making no money off of Rum and Brunch at the time. Okay, I still don't even really make no damn money off of Rum and Brunch. But it's something that I was literally just starting. You know, and I'm trying to help myself, and you trying to dig in my pockets at the same time you trying to help yourself. How does that work? How does that work? So I said, I'm sorry, I don't have a budget um, to pay your artist. You know what the manager said? The manager slash producer says to me, okay, well, thank you. He will not be performing at your event. I said, okay. And he did not perform at my event. And I was like, okay, cool. Like it is what it is. Now, mind you, later down, let me tell you how this is why I say people, later down the line, that same manager had the audacity to call me to ask me for help for my hookup. Okay, my hookup they asked for. And I said, yeah, no, I don't got nothing to do with it. Okay. And that goes to show the type of mentality that a lot of people have. And it's not a Panama thing. I think it's just an industry thing. Panama wants to abandon its siblings, Jamaica and Barbados, to join Puerto Rico, Colombia, shaking my head. So when people say like, oh, you should support more local artists, that you should do this, and I get it, guys. I know you guys are coming from a really, really good place, okay? But I do support local artists, and this is what I get when I support local artists. There was only manager, one manager, I swear to God, that manages a huge artist here in Panama that has always been super wonderful to me, has been understanding, that has just been just dynamic to me, and that is DJ Pirata. DJ Pirata is Akeem's manager, and he has always been super supportive of me, my endeavors, what I'm trying to do, my Rum and Brunch, and for that, I will forever be grateful for him. But other than that, I have not received, yeah. So yeah, when people say give local artists a chance, trust me, I try. But a lot of people are okay with being local celebrities, but they don't see the larger vision. Like when I do things, I think about the bigger scale, the larger scales of things, right? Most people, they just think of the now. They think of, okay, well, I'm a celebrity here, and that's all that matters, and don't realize that if they do certain things without selling your soul, and if you deal with people properly, those people that you deal with properly, because you just never know how doors can open for you, and you just never know who could put you in the right doors. You just never know. But unfortunately, if you don't have a certain amount of Instagram followers or whatever, or if you're not twerking and you're not showing your butt cheeks, people really just think that you just, Good afternoon. Just wants to let you know you are an amazing woman. Love the energy and the vibes you bring. Beautiful personally. Keep up the good work that you do. Thank you. Did you meet me in person? Right. Right. I don't care about the being famous locally. I want to make an impact. Okay. I want to make an impact all over. And if I can help other people along the way, then I'm going to do that. I just know now, because of the situation that happened, I have to just be careful with who I help. And that's a whole nother conversation that we just, whole nother conversation. But yeah. Because let me tell you something. There's a lot of people that I personally don't know personally, and they have helped me in ways that they don't even realize that they have helped me. So when I do things for people, I never do things for people expecting something back, Because even if that particular person don't help me with something else, God will always send me somebody else to help me move and maneuver. It always happens that way. So I don't really care about that part. I just, use that as a reflection, like, wow, people really think like this. Like, that's crazy. People really think like this. People really think like this. But, it is what it is. Okay. But, only reason why I really brought that up is because I literally do help or try to help local businesses, local artists, local everything. I literally try to help a lot of people, and it just don't be reciprocated. Okay. People just be trying to use me. You know what? I'm gonna be back again on YouTube doing my live streams, guys. It's just that life have been. Rum and Brunch Weekend Festival has been. It's just been a lot, and I'm just trying. I'm just trying between doing Rum and Brunch, between just a lot of things. Just life and life in. But we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out, okay? Because I'm gonna make sure I give you guys an amazing show. MLK weekend, January 19th. Well, that whole weekend, I'm gonna give you guys, and I want to make sure that you guys have an amazing time. For those of you who already have purchased tickets for Rum and Brunch weekend, and for those of you who plan on flying in, I'm gonna make sure that I give you guys a good freaking show. But I ain't gonna lie, okay? I'm not gonna lie. It's been a little difficult, okay? I've been getting a lot of punches, jabs. I feel a little defeated, but we gonna work it out, because God just don't give you nothing more than you can bear. And then on top of that, we got scamming ass Maria, who that's a whole nother video. But yeah, girl, I know we had conversations. So yes. So that brings me to, how can we, bring back, Caribbean music in Panama, and how we can bring back the culture, and how can we not get it lost in the sauce? How can we not? I still don't even have the answers, guys. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm only one person, and I can be the change that I want to see. That's the only thing that I can do, is be the change that I want to see. And hopefully, I'll be able to make an impact. And yeah. Guys, I just came up with an idea in my head. Okay, so this is a good thing. Rum and Brunch Spanish version for non-English speaker. If I did Rum and Brunch Spanish version, it would not be Rum and Brunch, right? And the reason why Rum and Brunch is already successful is because most Spanish people that attend Rum and Brunch don't want to listen to Spanish music. Because you can go to any club in Panama and listen to Spanish music. So unfortunately, there will not be a Rum and Brunch Spanish version. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. And even non-English speakers, they love Rum and Brunch for that same reason. And that's the reason why we have Rum and Brunch the way it is, because of that. Trust me, when I first started Rum and Brunch, everybody thought like that. They're like, oh, you can't do that. If you do it this way, no one is going to come to the brunch, because people don't understand what you're saying, or they don't understand the music and this and da da da. Trust me, they said that. Everybody said that. People try to get me like, no, you have to mix Spanish music in it and all this stuff. And the people that come to Rum and Brunch, trust me, they don't want to hear that. They do not want to hear that. Everybody has their target market, who they're trying to reach. And I respect everyone's decision on who they're trying to reach. But that is not my target market. I'm not trying to target people that listen to salsa. Do I like salsa? Yes. Do I listen to it? Yes. When do I listen to it? When we have like special occasions, like family events. But I am not blasting the salsa music in my house. I'm not. And there's nothing against it. Okay? For God's sakes, I used to dance typical. Okay? It's nothing against that. I don't have nothing against that, but it's just not my thing. And, if I change up, rum and brunch to, to you know, uh, make other people happy, that it wouldn't be rum and brunch. I'm not trying to reach everybody. I'm just trying to reach a certain target people. So yes, I appreciate your advice to do a rum and brunch Spanish version for the non-English speakers. But 95% of the people that come to rum and brunch are non-English speakers. Right. Trust me, guys, like I heard it. I heard it. It was like, this is not gonna work. You can't do that. Okay. No one's gonna come to Rum and Brunch if you don't play Spanish music, or if you don't do this and if you don't do that. No one's gonna come. And you know what? The first event was extremely successful, right? It was just the mishaps that occurred at the first event that stopped people from coming to the second one and the third one because of certain things that had transpired. Once I changed up the formula and started building trust back from people, people started really understanding the concept. Rome was not built in one night. And again, I am the type of person that I am very consistent on what my vision is and what I want. And I'm the type of person that if I want something, I am going to do whatever I can to achieve it, as long as it's just, I'm not selling myself, I'm not doing nothing illegal, but I'm always going to do what's in the best interest. And again, yeah, like you said, God gave me the vision. It wasn't the vision for everybody else to see. And everybody that comes to Rum and Brunch, they always say the same thing. Wow, this is really an amazing experience. You can go on TikTok right now and look on TikTok that non-English speakers are making TikTok videos about Rum and Brunch saying that it was an amazing experience. So that in itself makes me know that I'm doing something right. Because if a non-English speaking person comes to my event and create a whole TikTok video saying that this was the best experience that they had, I know that I'm doing right and I'm on the right track. Thank you. Child, no comment. No comment on that. No comment. So yeah, guys. With that being said, guys, I have to pick up my daughter from school. And so we are going to, and the food is amazing. Let me tell you guys, okay? I don't know if you guys knew the backstory on this whole situation with the food at Rum and Brunch, which we're switching up the menu. We are switching up the menu at Rum and Brunch. I thought that, oh my God. I'm hanging up right now. I thought there was a point in Rum and Brunch where I thought that I was not going to be able to see my way again and that everything was ruined. But I'm telling you guys, God is real. Okay. And I'm not even trying to go on this whole like spiritual awakening thing, but God is real and God will guide you. God will guide you and give you the vision on what you need to do. He is a problem solver. And I say this to say, I have encountered so many obstacles, and I'm still encountering obstacles to this day. But every obstacle that have gone through, okay, it always leads me to something better. So before I leave this live, before I exit out, I just got to say thank you to Father God. It's an inside joke between me and my little boo that I talk to. We always say, yo, Jamaican people love to be like, big up Father God. So this is my moment to be like, big up Father God. Okay? I have to really, really, really say thank you to God, okay? And the spirits that guide me, because Lord knows There was so many moments where I felt like I was going to lose myself. And I felt like I wanted to give up. And there's still days I'd be like, yo, fuck this shit. Trust me. But it is God that keeps me going and the amazing spirits that God has placed in my life. And when I say spirits, I mean people, because we're all a spiritual being. The beautiful spiritual beings that God have presented and put in my life. Although, there were some demons on that walk. Although there were demons on that walk, he has put some amazing people in my life and people that I don't even know that be rocking with me. There's people that I have never met in my life, okay? And they go hard for Rum and Brunch. When I tell you they go hard, they go hard. People that I don't speak on the phone with every single day. I don't even talk on the phone with these people. Some of these people go so hard for me, harder than my own family members and friends. That's how hard these people go for me, and they go for Rum and Brunch. And I'm telling you, I got to thank all those people, and I really got to thank God for placing those people in my life. Because some of my friends, I don't even be seeing them even posting a flyer about Rum and Brunch. Okay? I don't see them posting a flyer. I don't see them mentioning anything. But it's those people that I don't know. Take them to church. Take them to church. It's those people that I don't know, and my YouTube family, my YouTube community, people that I have never met in person, that be going super hard for me. So I gotta say thank you guys. So once again, thank you guys. I am going to exit out this live stream because I gotta go pick up my daughter from school. You guys are awesome, and I'm gonna be back doing live streams more often. Okay. So thank you as always, y'all, for tuning into my videos, and for those of you who are catching this on the replay, I hope you enjoy this live. Make sure you like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. I love you guys. Peace out.